Olá, Blasters! Estamos aqui hoje novamente com a Pilar, uma pessoa muito especial aí para a gente aqui do Brasil, para Nintendo Latinoamérica, né? Para o público em geral aqui da América Latina. Hoje a gente vai conversar um pouquinho sobre algumas questões de Nintendo no Brasil, a presença da Nintendo na América Latina em geral. E então, vamos lá. Thank you so much again for talking to us once again in another year, another person. Let's
Thank
go.
you for coming here to the booth of Nintendo here at Gamescom Latin America 2026. We are very excited being here in Brazil, getting closer with the community in Brazil, and of course talking to you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure, always.
Thank you.
Well, let's go. The first question is about the presence of Latin American games produced here in these stands of Nintendo. Since the last year, I've been noticing that Nintendo stands have been featuring games from Latin America. Gamescom, BGS, all these events in the stand are games from Latin America. How has this closer relationship between Nintendo, local studios and regional audience have been evolving?
Well, I'm going to start saying that it's a way to say thank you to the developers that they are putting, their trust on their productions in the Nintendo systems. But another way that we are bringing these Latin American developments here in the events that we are having in Brazil is a sense of pride. It's a way to feel how proud we are of the talent that we have here in Latin American region. So here in the Gamescom, in the Nintendo booth at Gamescom, you can see 4 games. 2 of them were developed here in Brazil, 1 in Peru and another one in Mexico. So it's, showing the people here in Latino, we are a group of Latinos attending this event. The majority of us are Latinos attending this event, and we want to feel proud of the talents that we have in the region. So this is the reason of why we are bringing them. You mentioned about the relationship where Nintendo has a special division inside the company who has access and contact and relationship with the different developers, the different kinds around the world. And they are continuing working with them. And you probably remember that Nintendo has even actually streaming special Indie Worlds presentations for the vast library of games developed for different studios around the world that they are having projects in Nintendo games. So we are very happy. We hope we can see you, more, but the most important thing now here in Gamescom Latin America is how proud we are for the talent in the region.
Oh, it's great, great. And in recent years, Nintendo has surprising the fans with more games being available in Portuguese, like Echoes of Wisdom in 2024, and then more and more games like Super Mario Bros. Wonder, The Breath of the Wild becoming Portuguese too, Tears of the Kingdom, the announcement of Metroid Prime 4, and also has announced the Pokemon Winds and Waves, that is Pokemon
Ventos, Pokemon Ondas.
That's incredible, right? So how you see the response of the public with these movements? How the public expressed this for Nintendo, and Nintendo has seen this? And are there plans to expand Portuguese support to even more games in the future?
Okay, I'm gonna start saying the localization of the games, it was a commitment from Nintendo for the Brazilian community. So probably you remember some years ago that Nintendo said we are working on that. We are working for increasing the library of localized games. We are in a point that we are seeing a lot of the Nintendo games or the first party games that they were developed and published by Nintendo are localized in Brazilian Portuguese, the majority of them. I'm going to mention only the games that they are available since the release of Nintendo Switch 2 system. So at the beginning of the life cycle of the system, that was on June 5th, 2025, we released also Mario Kart World. So this game on day 1 was localized in Brazilian Portuguese. That game you mentioned, the update, that it was a free update for everyone who already, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, it was a free update that included the text in Brazilian Portuguese for everyone too. But we also saw Donkey Kong Bonanza localized in Brazilian Portuguese. We saw Mario Tennis Fever, who was a game that was localized at the beginning of this year. You mentioned Metroid Prime 4, Beyond, Kirby Air Riders. All those titles were localized in Brazilian Portuguese. And we are actually a few weeks before to the release of a new Yoshi game, Yoshi and the Mysteries Book. And that game we also localize in Brazilian Portuguese. So we are continue working to attend this commitment with the Brazilian community. I cannot guarantee that every single game that Nintendo will release, it's going to be localized in Brazilian Portuguese, but we are seeing a really good path, in a very healthy path. And we are still working, and we are going to continue working for seeing more games. And related to Pokemon, that was an announcement that Pokemon made. And I'm not Brazilian, and I was almost crying when I saw this Pokemon present, seeing a new generation of Pokemon with fully localization in Brazilian Portuguese. So the reception has been very positive, and it's just a way to say thank you to everyone in Brazil for that passion, for that love, and we commit to keep working in order to provide more localized games in the future.
We also noticed that Nintendo has been increasing these digital channels of communication, changing the communication in general. Is using social media and the app in special, the Nintendo Today,
yeah.
To communicate directly with the players, right? How the shifts have been, especially here in Latin America.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. The way that we communicate with the audience are different depends of the goal. So we have commercials. Actually, you probably, I don't know if you saw it, but last year we have the first commercial that Nintendo produced and designed for the Brazilian audience here. It was totally in Brazilian Portuguese with Brazilian actors, with this, flavor of the Brazilian families. We communicate, of course, in our social media channels on X, Instagram, and Facebook. Totally, the communication is totally in Brazilian Portuguese. And the Nintendo Today app that you also mentioned is localized in Brazilian Portuguese. So there's different ways that we communicate with that audience, but those are the primary ones.
Yeah, okay. Now, and beyond language, we also recently seen changes in game pricing in some regions of markets of Latin America and Brazil too. Could you share a bit about the motivation of this decision, of this changing of pricing?
The price of the Nintendo products are multifactorial. There's not a formula. There's not just one way to go or to do the stuff. So many factors apply to the decision, to the final price. But of course, we are working to provide more flexibility on different point price for everyone in the different countries that we have operation at. But the decision of the final prices are multifactorial.
All right. And with Nintendo getting closer and closer of Brazilian audience through social media, events, localization of the games, and other initiatives, do you think it's possible that we eventually in the future, we don't know, see official stores like...
That is information that I don't have.
But this is a thing that everyone dreams.
I don't have information about that.
Okay. And to wrap it up, to finish, give a message to the public of Nintendo Brazil.
Yeah, of course. So everyone, the fans of Nintendo, the fans of Mario, everyone who loves Mario, thank you so much for all your passion, your love. All the Nintendistas out there, thank you again. Thank you for the passion. I love seeing the smiles of the families here at Gamescom and in any event that I'm here. So thank you so much, and keep enjoying your Nintendo Switch or your Nintendo Switch 2 systems. Thank you. Muito obrigada.